Welcome to Tech Tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a Infix to Postfix converter in Java. Let's start off by first importing the stack. I'm going to be using stacks for this. That's pretty much the most efficient way to conquer this problem. So we're going to make a declaration here, public class. I'm going to make it postfix eval, and we're going to open that up there. Notice I have it saved as that. I am using JCreator as my IDE, and I'm trying to talk and work at the same time. That's not doing too good. So right now we're making a private string is for infix string, and I'm going to be making a private stack s, and that's the stack that we're going to be using to put each character from the. Actually, yeah, I'm going to be making a character to put into the stack. You'll see in a bit when we get to that part. So we're going to be opening up our constructor here, and we're going to be passing infix string, or iString, my abbreviation there. is equals iString. Just setting that there. Stack s equals new stack. Very self-explanatory. And notice how stack has an import up here. So that's an important feature to remember. It doesn't come yet. String. And then output string. This is going to be for actually outputting the correct postfix version of the infix version, since we do need to be putting it out somewhere. Boolean fi, it's checking to see if it's the first item yet. And you'll see when we get down here. I think it's kind of a bad programming, a bad tutorial style, just to have me throw all these variables at you. But I guess you can take a look at it once I get down there. Okay, so we're going to be looping through this for statement here. Character equals current char. So is is the string right here that's being passed into the constructor here. And I'm doing everything in the constructor. I'm not using any other methods. Partly because when I was doing this assignment, it was getting late, and I didn't want to have to figure out a bunch of other things. So, okay, so now we're going to be coming across the first method, and I think I should probably show you the method before I actually implement it. So let me just skip down here and let me scroll my notes down. So public boolean is operator. Can't spell it for operator char OP. And just to give you an idea of what an operator is like a plus, plus, minus, times, divided by, stuff like that. And then an operand is like a number, a letter, something that's not an operator. So I'm going to be using a switch statement here. You can just use a bunch of if-else statements here, but I think switch statement gets the job done most efficiently. Remember, we are passing a char, so you're going to have to use the single quotation marks instead of double quotation marks, implying that it's going to be a string. So don't make that mistake. And I'm just going to be doing all these here. Divided by. Oop, that's the wrong one there. Scroll this up a bit. And then my assignment originally called for this caret symbol, which would be the square, not the square. I'm forgetting what it is. 1 second, let me just get this one part done. Return false. So if none of these cases are matched, then it's going to return false. And this is a power operator. It just came back into my head. Okay, so since we have that done, we're going to come back up here, and we are going to actually implement what we just made. So if it is not an operator, so that implies that it's not going to be an operator, and we're passing the char, so the current char. And remember, we are actually getting the char from the string. So we're passing it here into this if statement. And then we're going to put it to the output string. And there's some kind of a tricky business as far as kind of getting the logistics, not the logistics, the idea of how a postfix string works. Maybe at the end of the tutorial I can go into that. But there is a whole method to doing that I should definitely go over. So input string dot length, need that h there, input string dot length -1, and we're going to open that up there. So while s, so the s is the stack, and we're going to be using the stacks method empty, and then while it is empty, so this means it'll iterate through that. So we're going to output string whatever is in the stack. So we're going to pop out whatever in the stack. Remember, pop removes the item from the stack. So, and then I'm going to just put an else statement here. So if the length of the string -1, so if the current character is at the end of the string, then print out the rest of what the stack is in. Because say we come across like a plus b minus c, I think, yeah, this will work. So if it gets up to this b here, and then it recognizes this c here, this plus will be in the stack, I believe, and there's still going to be operators in the stack that we'll have not printed out yet. So once we get to this last operand, we're going to have to then retrieve these two operators to be printed out into the back of the output string here. So this is what this while statement's doing here. So let me come down to this else statement here, and this is for the first item. So this is if we have not looped through any of the items yet. This is quite a long... Oh, actually I'm using another method here that I have not implemented. So anyways, this is a long part, this else statement here. So let me just come down here and do the pmin. There's probably a better way to implement this pmin, but once again I was a little under the weather when I was doing this, or I was in a rush. So pmin char op, so operator, and then we're going to do a switch statement here just like the one above. Actually, we can just copy and paste the two things there. op, there we go. So, oh, and then I need to have a default case here. Most likely the default case will not be reached, so it's kind of a redundant, not a redundant, but a unneeded safety measure. But I'm just making sure that if there is something that just so happens to get in there, that it will be dealt with. So we're going to make that false, actually. Okay, so pmin. We're going to come back up here on my notes. Okay, so we're going to be looking at the current character. So current char. So if the current char and pmin of the character from the stack s.peak, which is looking at the top of the stack, and that's one of the stack's methods is peak. And remember, peak does not remove the item from the stack, it just looks at it. It's an order of one operation. Okay, so let's get down to the output string here. And there is a whole sequence, and actually putting these in the right positions. And I have a paper that I wish I could show to you viewers, but I think it's nestled in some of my items. Let me see if I can find it. be right here. Okay, let me try to scale this down so that it can be viewed. Okay, there we go. So that's a very nice representation. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be creating if statements for each one of these. So if a plus or a minus is read in the input, so that would be the current string, we're going by each char. So if one of the each chars is a plus or a minus, and then we're going to be looking at the top of the stack. So if a plus or a minus of each char is reached, and then the top of the stack is a plus or a minus, then we're going to do this here. So we're going to pop the stack to the output string. So we're going to do s.pop, and then that'll print it out to the output string, and then you don't have to worry about this repeat check. So let's come back here. Let me open up my notes. Where are we? Alright, so we're right here. So if, so remember, we just are implementing this piece here. I think I had a different thing I wanted to say, but yeah, we're going to have to make this a capital S. So if if I is equal to the end of the string, which we're checking here again. See, this is a redundant part of my program. It really is not something that should have happened. But okay, there we go. So that's just one piece. So that would be the first one here. So we just got that first one done. And then let me go to the next one here. So if P, actually if M divide, okay, so this is another method that I need to show. So let me just copy and paste this one for the sake of saving a bit of time. That would be mdiv times or a divided by, oh no, that's a jCreator error. So let me save that. So that's perfect, and this is a perfect time for me to cut it off for the second part. So please go to the second part on my YouTube channel, subscribe, comment. See you the next part.